Welcome to week 3 design and range planning. This is the stage where most brands begin to feel overwhelmed because this is where creativity must meet commercial structure. By this point, you probably have some designs and ideas, you have inspiration, you've got an idea of your customer and how you want your brand to be, or your designs and your collection to be. When you look at your collection, it still doesn't feel united. And some pieces don't feel like they complement one another. Even if you are selling already, your best sellers feel accidental, or your growth feels harder than it should be, or your slow sellers feel too expensive. But here's the truth. Your problem is not creativity. Your problem is structure. In week 3, design and range planning, we move away from designing and especially designing individual styles, and we start building the collection with intention. Collections that are aligned, collections that are balanced, collections that are ready to present to your customer, collections that are commercial and viable, collections that actually can scale and sell. Today we are going to cover design and range planning, packaging as part of the brand experience, and how to structure a collection that supports growth, not chaos or confusion. Okay, so let's get stuck in. Part 1, design and range planning. The biggest mistake that brands make is confusing creativity with strategy. Emerging brands often design emotionally. They design what they love, perhaps. They design what inspires them. They design what trends are telling them to design. And established brands design reactively. They chase growth, they chase competitors, they chase volume without clarity. And both end up in the same problem. Collections that look good but don't perform, maybe look good individually as well and not as a collective. Because a strong collection is not about how many pieces you have, it's about how those pieces work together. In week 3, design and range planning, the goal is not to design more, the goal is to design smarter. And it starts with your collection concept. Your collection concept is not a theme, it's not a vibe or a trend, and it's not a Pinterest board. It's a strategic decision-making tool. Your collection concept should define who this collection is for and what lifestyle it fits into, what emotional needs it serves, or what problem does it solve, and how does it support your brand positioning. Here's a simple truth. If you can remove a style from your collection and nothing changes, your concept is probably too weak. Think of your collection as a jigsaw. When you remove one piece of the jigsaw, it's very obvious that something's missing. Strong collections are intentional, weak collections are accidental. Okay, so now let's talk about color. Most brands choose color emotionally. They choose what color that they like or that they feel is on trend or what they see their competitors are using. But color is not an aesthetic. Color is an inventory strategy. In week 3, color becomes a commercial decision. Core colors anchor your collection and they are repeated on. Accent colors create desire, which is your high fashion choices, your on-trend colors. And seasonal colors, which are your commercial colors, actually create urgency because you don't want a sunshine color in the middle of winter. Without balance, you get either confusion or limitation. Too many colors dilute the impact of the brand, and too few colors limit sales opportunities. And this is where many brands start to lose more money without even realizing it. Okay, part 2, designing and sketching. Sketching is not about talent. Sketching is about clarity. Sketch is a communication tool. Every sketch is a cost decision. Every sketch is a production decision. And every sketch is a profitable margin decision. Emerging brands struggle because their sketches are too vague. Factories misinterpret designs. Sampling becomes expensive because you're sampling again and again, or doing areas of the garment again and again. Established brands struggle because design teams work independently, the collection loses consistency, and categories struggle to align. Ranges lose their identity. Sketch must earn its place in the range and have a reason as to why it's there. Not every idea deserves to be developed upon. You can take sketches out. That is the process of building a collection. Not every design deserves production, and not every concept deserves investment. Keep asking questions against the style that you want to put in your collection. Design and range planning becomes disciplined because growth does not come from reinvention. Growth comes from refinement. Strong brands improve on what works, and weak brands abandon what works and they go on to a new style. You have to work the style, work on its outcome. This is where structure of range planning replaces guesswork. There are a couple of things to remember here when you're communicating your designs. You've got your sketches, your designs, which are really just ideas on paper. You've got your design pack, which is a little bit more formal, and that will include colors and fabric swatches. And of course, you've got your tech packs, which includes the greater detail of how a garment is made. So that will include measurements, tear sheets, sketches, flat drawings, ideas, instructions. So don't be afraid to explore these conversations with people that you are talking to who are perhaps developing your tech packs alongside your designs and your design pack that you've put together. They are called different things, but they are an instruction on how to make the garment. It just depends how detailed you're choosing to be in this moment. But you have to be detailed in the tech pack. But very often somebody will be subcontracted in to do that for you. Okay, so part 3. This is where the brand will win or lose because you don't make money from designs. You make money from ranges, your collection, and what you have to offer in that total story, in that total wardrobe offer. Range planning is the business side of the creativity, and most brands do struggle with it because they deem it as not being creative. Everything is a process on what you select, what you change, what you tweak, and what you produce. Most brands will struggle with too many statement pieces or not enough volume drivers, not enough bestsellers. The pricing structure doesn't make sense, or styles are competing against each other instead of supporting each other. And the result is cash flow pressure and dead stock and heavy discounting and wastage, unpredictable sales. You won't be able to forecast or project your sales. Stressful growth. A strong range is balanced. Every category serves a role and every price point serves a purpose, and there is a hierarchy and a structure for your pricing architecture. Every product guides customers' behavior. This is the difference between looking busy and becoming profitable. Your customer experience when buying your range should actually take that customer onto the next piece, onto the next piece. It should be, your collection should be a journey. So always think of it when you're planning your range as a journey. What can one piece take the customer on to buying next? Range planning is one of my favorite parts of the design process and brand building a collection because it's all strategic, and you have to forward think and you have to imagine and put yourself in the customer's shoes in what they want, consistently asking yourself questions as if the customer was asking the range something when they're in store or when they're online looking at every piece and every style. Okay, so we go on to part 4, which is packaging and brand experience. This is what encapsulates your brand and pulls it all together. It finishes off your presentation of your brand and your clothing right to the very end of the experience. Packaging is your brand experience. It's what most customers remember the most about you and your brand. It's how it was delivered and what they felt when they received your garment. Emerging brands often choose packaging based on cost, but established brands will never potentially revisit their packaging ever again. But it constantly has to be aligned with your collection, your development of your collection, your progress, how your range evolves and how the market evolves. And if both are missed, opportunities are missed, because packaging is the final touch point. It's the last impression that you are going to give your customer. and the market. It's the memory, and it's the unboxing, and it's the perceived value of what you think your collection is worth. And it's the loyalty trigger, because they know they're going to get something, whatever that concept of packaging may be. And it becomes a part of the recognition of the brand, and it becomes a part of the collection. It's not an afterthought. It must align with your brand positioning that you have discovered through market research and following your pricing architecture. It has to reflect that luxury or that premium or that value or that commercially positioned brand or sport brand, leisure brand. It must reflect it. Or high fashion brand. It must reflect your product value. It must support and scale someone wanting to return, and it must enhance your customer's experience and memory. Because customers don't just buy products, they buy brands. They buy how you make them feel. So, week 3 of design and range planning, you should now see that strong collections are built, not guessed. Everything is strategic and everything is a process. Everything is a thought and a decision that you are questioning yourself and your collection every time by understanding your customer profile and their life and their problem that you are solving. Creativity must follow structure and fit within what you allow yourself to design, select, and design upon. This is the beauty of industry-trained designers. Growth requires planning, and profitability requires intention. If you're realizing that your collection could be stronger and you perhaps want to go through a process audit of your existing brand or your up-and-coming brand and become more cohesive, stronger and profitable and more scalable, but you're not sure where the breakdown is, I offer a free 15-minute consultation with brands to talk about your challenges and your pressure points, and so I can show you where I can help you. We will identify your goals and identify what's holding you back with no pressure and no obligation, just clarity. I've left a link in the comments section, so click that link and let's jump on a call together. Thank you very much for listening. Until the next video, bye-bye for now.